Dear Diary, my name is Chloe. I'm 10 years old, and this is my story. I live in Stratford, a small town in Canada near Toronto, with my parents. I'm currently going to a school here in our city, but next school year, I will have to go to a new school. Then I'm going into the 5th grade. Actually, I am very happy, but my mother doesn't think so nice. She's always worried about me, and as much as I try to take her worry away, I just don't know what to do. But that was not the only change in my life.
It's time for bed, darling.
Yes, I'm already in. Mom? Mom? But that was just the beginning of the story.
Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zu All That Remains, a story about a child's future. Das Spiel ist mir nicht unbekannt. Ich habe es vor vielen Jahren schon mal gespielt. Genau, ich habe nicht mehr viele in Erinnerung. Vielleicht die ein oder andere Szene. Kann ich hier nicht rüber? Gehen wir doch hier lang. Schaut euch mal den Sternenhimmel an. Hier haben wir was. Seine Bank.
The stars seem brighter now than they did before. I never thought that life could be much more. Let's run away together, just you and I. Just take my hand, together we can fly. Life will take us many paths. It's our choice which one we choose. But maybe if we follow our hearts, we can make it through.
Ja, schön wäre es noch gewesen, wenn die Hintergrundmusik zu diesem Lied gepasst hätte. Aber macht ja nichts. Ist nicht so schlimm. So. Dann gehen wir mal hier hin. Liebe.
Boys in elementary school are the worst kinds of people. In my old school, there were a bunch of gross kids always doing something awful, like stepping on ants or throwing sand at each other. Now, in this new school, they're a bit tamer, but that doesn't mean they're not jerks. Most of them always try to act like they're the best in everything. Like they try to impress nobody and everybody all the time. They also hit each other a lot. I think the first couple I heard of was between this girl, Charlotte, and a boy almost a year older than her. It was pretty calm in 6th grade, but as soon as I got to 7th grade, this couples thing spread like wildfire. I always think my friends and I are a bunch of nerds, mutually knowing that. Yeah, we have no shot at this. But it's fun to hear gossips and whatnot. Eventually, though, the fire catches us too. In a good way, though. Tom and Lucy said they're dating now, and I think I smiled a little too much when I heard them tell me. But whatever, we're in 9th grade already, and I never ever cared about a relationship for myself. But now that 2 of my best friends are trying it out, I'm a bit jealous. Emma and I often talk about boys now. I'm not sure why. I feel like it's wrong, but it can be fun. This talent scout that visited our school, Jack, is a big part of our discussions. He's about the hottest dude I've ever seen. But he's also 20-something. I still get pretty tongue-tied around him, which is weird, and probably affects the quality of my work. I think that for the entirety of 10th grade, I was looking for someone myself, but every boy from my school was just not it, I guess. I never found someone I feel connected to on that level until this beautiful post-16th birthday summer. His name's David, and he's an artist as well. I met him at a gallery for an art competition I went to. He's many things, but one thing you'll notice straight away, he's got some class. He's very kind and well-mannered, but he's also not shy. So like an impossibly perfect combination. Confident, but not presumptuous. Can you believe it? I think he's interested in me too. We start going out and things are looking great. I'm under a lot of stress, but David is the sweetest guy in the world and always makes me feel so much better. I'm glad I found him. One time, exactly 3 months after we started dating, he took me to this special restaurant at one end of town. It was no regular diner though. The entire thing was a Ferris wheel, and you basically rent a cell where you get served food beforehand, then have 45 minutes to talk, eat and do whatever you want while riding around in a gigantic wheel. It's one of these things where it's either fantastic or a total failure. It was amazing. It was super romantic, and honestly, I didn't even know I needed it. There's something so intimate in eating, discussing, connecting to someone while you're 300 feet high in the air. We kissed when we were exactly on top. No one could watch us from beneath or above. It was the best thing ever. I wish we could do more of these, but the 11th grade is so tough, and neither of us has any time. Emma and Lucy are happy for me, nagging me about how in love I am. Maybe I am in love. I don't know. I like David. After what happens with my father, though, I don't see David for a while again. I want to, but I can't stand it. I'm not sure why. It's like I'm forcing the distance between us. David doesn't deserve this. We were happy not too long ago. It's not fair that just because I can't handle something in my own life, that means he has to go through the difficulty of bearing with me as well. It's only during summer when I understand why I couldn't talk to him. I think it's because I was vulnerable. I was at my most narrowed down state, and I couldn't allow anyone who I loved so much to see me like this, to feel me like that. I didn't trust him. I didn't trust my friends, and I didn't trust myself. David and I are better now, though. We're both in the last grade of high school, so we only need to get through this. Then hopefully we can both go to college together. We try to go on dates more often. He always tries to spice things up and make sure we never get tired of doing the same things over and over. Sometimes it ends up being a mess, like the time we tried to go to a laser tag place. Most times it's very fun. For example, we went bowling one night, and I think we found a whole new hobby that we both love. David helps me rebuild. I feel like I was torn apart after last year, and I'm so happy to have someone like him to keep me together. Sometimes when we talk, I look at his eyes and think about what's going on in his head. How can he bear me? How didn't he leave me already? And other times when we're together, all alone with our breaths completing one another, I think the opposite. We're perfect for each other. It's insane luck that we found one another. I love him. Eventually, I'll tell him that. And he tells me he loves me too. And that's it. That's love. When we have each other and we don't need anybody else.
Okay. Ja, schön, dass sie David gefunden hat. Auch das passiert ja nun wahrlich nicht jedem. Oh, unser Schatten. Ja, dann folgen wir mal dem Weg, würde ich sagen. Und da ist noch ein Brunnen. Kann ich das machen? Nein, er ist nur Deko. Es sieht sehr schön aus, das Spiel. Ich mag ja auch solche Spiele. So, wir haben einen Wegweiser. Liebe, Geburtstage, Schule. Gehen wir hier hoch. hier nicht viel zu sehen. Außer ganz viele Bäume und sehr, 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 sehr viele Sterne. Und das scheint ein sehr langer Weg zu sein. Haben wir denn hier unten was? Nicht, dass ich hier was verpasse. Das wäre doch schade, ne? Aber ich glaube nicht. Das sieht gerade nicht so aus. Ich glaube, hier kannst du einfach die schöne Aussicht genießen. Ich mag die Musik. Die ist schön. Na gut, ich würde sagen, wir gehen mal wieder zum Weg zurück. Oh, da haben wir wieder eine Bank.
The stars seem brighter now.
Ja, nein, ist gut. Das hatten wir schon. Das müssen wir jetzt nicht nochmal machen. Aber ich kann auch ein bisschen zügiger laufen. Das finde ich super. Aha. Ja, okay. Hätte ja sein können, dass das irgendetwas ist. Das ist mir nur von weitem aufgefallen. Nein! Ich will doch hier hoch. Danke. Dahin ist unsere Bank. Schule.
Nobody cares about anybody in my current school. That's how it's been for 4 years now. It feels like a school for dummies. So I'm excited to see what this new school will bring. Well, here we go. It's time for 5th grade. I'm not sure if I'm excited. I used to be super pumped for every new grade, but I have no idea what the new school will be like. The school seems nice, I think. It has good decorations, and I really like the drawings. I wonder what the teachers are like. My old teachers always thought I was stupid. I think they didn't know how much ahead of them I was. The teachers here are fine, I guess. Everything is so easy, though. I would want to stay home and read something instead 100 times over. Math is fun and pretty easy. My teacher, Mrs. Cobalt, thinks that it's a challenge for me, but I always give her the assignment before she even finishes talking. They don't give a lot of homework, but when they do, I finish it in class. History is a bit interesting, mainly because we don't do anything. We have art class, where everybody makes whatever they want. I started working on a pencil drawing, so every day during that time, I continue it. Well, it's fine. Not that bad so far. 5th grade is easy and pretty short. They gave us 15 math questions to solve during the summer, but I finished everything on the first day. 6th grade is the last year of elementary school. My new friend Emma is struggling with math, so I help her. A few of the other kids say I'm a nerd that likes school. I don't like school, I just don't struggle as much. During spring, this school has a special fair. They decorate every building and put out games and shops around the school. It's nice that they do it. I wish my old school did things like that. They now prepare us for the end of the year test with every subject we learned. It sounds scary, but I'm sure I'll be all right. Tom, Emma's friend, can't remember long division. I promised to help him, so he gave me a piece of gum in return. I think I can open a black market of things like that, selling private classes in return for candy. Maybe I'll do it next year, because I don't think the kids in this grade like me that much. As expected, the test is easy, at least for me. After this summer, I'm finally starting middle school, 7th grade, and wow, things are different. It's at a different place, a 10-minute drive from my home. We study physics now, and on top of everything else, history has tests now. History never had tests. Art classes are gone, unfortunately. My teachers are the worst. I think they don't like it when I already know what they're teaching. Some of them yell at me for saying the answer when I'm not supposed to. I don't think that black market idea would work anymore. History is awful. Why do I need to remember these names of people who died 100 years ago? These things have no relation to us. It's not practical. I'm so confused. I got a B- on my history test. That's the worst I've ever got on any test in my life. My mom doesn't care too much, but that's upsetting to me. I'll start studying more. In one word, middle school is a mess. Everyone is so loud all the time. They care about things they'd never cared about before. I'm glad I managed through 7th grade. I hope 8th grade will be somewhat different. The beginning of 8th grade isn't so hard. We have a new housemaster. He's called Richard. He seems pretty nice. He's younger than my previous ones, and he's one of the only guy teachers I've ever had. I think he understands me better. We have biology now, and I absolutely hate it, as if history wasn't enough. We have to remember different parts of living creatures, and I don't understand why. I would much rather draw instead of reciting what the powerhouse of the cell is called. The first half of that year is fine though. It's better than 7th in my opinion. This school's Halloween dance is super fun. Some of the spider webs they put on the walls as decorations stayed there until February. I think I'm falling behind a bit in biology though. I was willing to study at the beginning of the year, but ever since I got a cell phone, I stopped putting as much time into it. Seriously, there are so many things I can do on my phone that are so much more productive than biology classes. This year's biology test was huge, and they told us we'd have to prepare for it a lot because it's a precedent for next year's final chemistry and biology test. Well, I got a C-. My report card is like some unfunny joke. I have an A or an A+ in almost everything, but a big fat B- in history and a C in biology. My mom's upset because I probably could have gotten more. 9th grade is just annoying. As they told us before, we now have chemistry and biology in one class. That's like hell squared. It's not even New Year's yet, and my biology teacher caught me drawing 5 times. I used to fear to go to school, but now I feel awesome. I mean, my grades might not be as good, but they're just numbers and letters on paper. I feel more comfortable in school. My mom and my old friends aren't as happy. Eventually, though, as it nears summer and the end of middle school, I know I have to get back to studying. My friends are nice. They help me study even though I haven't helped them in a while. If I don't get a good grade in this chemistry biology test, I'll be in big trouble. It's hard to write with my broken hand, especially since it was my good one. But Richard said he'll allow me to use my laptop in class for the rest of the year. I study so much in the final days. I stayed up the whole last night studying for it. Finally, the test is over. A week later, we have the results. And it's a B+. I absolutely destroyed chemistry and biology. It's so fun to know I won't have to study this again unless I choose it in high school. I definitely won't, though. We're now starting 10th grade. I like that we don't have biology anymore, and thankfully, history is much easier. I feel like a lot of last year's stress will be gone this year, which is awesome. Let me just say this. The kids in high school are nuts. Our class seemed fine when we first got it. It had a small wooden closet for kids who've yet to get their lockers to put their books. Within the first week, a few kids disassembled one wooden wall of that closet and started writing jokes on it. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's now wide open on one side. Now that I'm in high school, I can go to the Halloween prom. It's better than what we had in middle school. This time, they put a lot of effort into making our building feel spooky. One day, a guy dressed up as a skeleton and ran through classes. I heard he got called to the principal's office, but didn't have any other clothes. So his parents took him home in that costume. We have 3 major tests this year. They're each 30% of our final grade. 1 in math, easy. 1 in physics, not so easy. And finally, 1 in history, the worst. My math test is supposed to be more complicated than the other kids because I'm in a special class. But so far, it seems pretty easy. Physics can be confusing, but it's mostly equations. As far as history, I do what I did every year, which is reciting things 1,000 times until I remember them. Finally, I managed to get a good grade on all of these tests. Each year, the school does this end-of-the-year party for each class. It's very fun. They get pizza for the whole class, and we watch a movie, then have a mini party. I know 11th grade is hard, but I feel ready to roam. 10th grade was good. We have 4 tests this time around, same 3 as last year, with the addition of English. I like writing, but I don't like English class. It feels useless. I hope I can get through this test because there's a lot to remember. In our first English test, I studied a lot, so I got an A+. But now that this thing happened with my dad, I don't study that much. I don't feel like studying at all. I think it's going to take a toll on my grades, but I can't get myself to sit and recite things that don't help me whatsoever. What good is there to study physics, history, and even math? I know I'm not going to use any of it in my life. I want to draw, but there's no classes for that. The 4 tests go awful, but my mom pulled some strings so that it won't affect me too much in my last year of high school. I didn't go to this year's last day with the party and the pizza and everything. I didn't even get my report card in school like everybody else. I stayed home and they mailed it to us. After summer, I feel a little better. There's just 1 more year of all of this. Then I can go to college. I know I need to maintain good grades if I want to get that scholarship, so I study a lot as well. Mostly alone though. Well, I guess things haven't totally worked out the way I wanted in school, but the last year is better. Things are looking up, and I'm hoping for a better time in college. There's just 1 final test to go through, then I can go on my way. And that's it! I finally finished the 12th grade with an excellent level grades badge, according to my report card. I know I should feel a sense of accomplishment, but frankly, I just feel like a huge weight was put off my shoulders. It's time to move on. I finished school. All of it. Feels good to say that.
Ja, das glaube ich gerne, wie sie sich über ihre Noten aufgeregt hat. Die Noten hätte ich gern gehabt. Ja. Okay, gut. Dann gehen wir mal weiter. Sie kommt auch immer wieder auf ihren Vater zu sprechen. Ich habe es nur noch sehr schwach in Erinnerung. Ich sage dazu auch erstmal nichts. Was ist das? Also selbst wenn mir etwas dazu einfällt oder so, weil ich nicht spoilern möchte. Das sieht ja lustig aus. So, der nächste Wegweiser. Urlaub. Oh, Mobbing. Ja, okay. Mal sehen, wofür ich mich entscheiden werde. Aber das gucken wir uns erst im nächsten Part an. Ich danke fürs Zusehen. Tschüss.